Accountants, it's time to make it count. It literally pains me to see so many talented, knowledgeable, skillful accountants and client managers being held back because they've got a lack of confidence, or they feel awkward about selling, or they don't have any time or capacity to deliver the work they want to deliver with the clients that they want to work with. And that's why I am on a mission. I'm on a mission to save the accounting industry from boring training and awkward sales tactics. And this is where we begin. This is why I had to create this YouTube channel, because it was time to stand up and it was time to make it count, and it was time to help accountants do the same. And my name's Freddie Bennett. I've worked in and around the accounting industry for almost 20 years. I'm a lot older than I look. I've worked in the UK, the US. I'm here in New Zealand right now. I spent most of my career with the Big Four accounting firms. I was a client manager, and I used to get so frustrated, so annoyed with myself, because I knew I wanted to help my clients. I knew I wanted to make a difference in their business. I wanted to advance my own career. I wanted to help my firm. I wanted to be recognized. I wanted to be trusted. I wanted to be respected. But I couldn't do it. I didn't feel confident when it came to client conversations. I literally hated the idea of selling something, of selling accounting services, of selling advisory services. Selling made me feel awkward. It made me feel like a used car salesman. But one day I started a leadership program with my accounting firm, one of these board sponsored leadership schemes, and they gave me a challenge, and they said, you have to work with our accounting teams and you have to find a way to achieve the impossible, to help accountants sell their services without it feeling awkward or slimy or sleazy. You have to find a way not only to help them deliver their services, but also to create the time capacity to actually deliver the work on the back of it. But we achieved the impossible. We made it happen. And that led me to start my business, the Conquer Group, to work with accounting firms, both in the UK and in Australasia, to help them empower, educate, inspire, inform their accountants and their client managers, to help them do the same. And that's what we do. We help accounting firms to sell more advisory services to their clients every single week and create the capacity to actually be able to deliver the work. But look, this is why this mission means so much to me. Because for so many years, I hated the advisory side of the business. I hated sales, I hated selling, I hated marketing. I'd do things like I'd prepare for the client meetings, I'd have all my questions ready, I'd get all the pre-work done, and then I'd go into the meeting. The client would say something, I'd be thrown off my guard and my mind would go blank. And I'd leave that meeting saying, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just get this right? I knew I was intelligent, kind of. I knew I was knowledgeable. I knew I had the raw materials to help these businesses, to help these clients, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get my message across. I couldn't get my perspective across in a way that made a client say, hell yes, I want to work with that person. Let's go on this amazing transformational business journey together. And that's why I made it my mission. I thought there must be a way for accountants to be able to sell their services without it feeling salesy, without it feeling awkward, without having to give away so much time for free, without having to give away all this value for free up front and then having all these awkward invoicing conversations on the back because I was bad at saying no. I was bad at giving my time away for free. I couldn't set boundaries. I was bored of feeling bad about myself, and I could see the frustration in the eyes of the partners and directors in my firm. They were saying, why can't these accountants and these client managers just get it? Why can't they just have sales conversations? The leaders in my business were always having to be dragged in to the sales conversations. Whenever I had a challenge with a client, whenever they sent me a question and it caught me off guard, whenever I didn't know how to sell a proposal, whenever I had a problem with saying no, I always had to go to the partners and directors and say, please help me, please save me from these nasty clients that I haven't been good enough for. No one wants to live like that. I didn't want to live like that. Partners and directors didn't want to live like that. They wanted to create these teams of accountants and client managers that were autonomous. They could just go out there, identify opportunities, sell the opportunities, close the opportunities, deliver the work. That's how they grow businesses. And that's what I wanted to achieve. That's what I made it my mission to do. And look, on this journey, it hurt my mental health badly because I knew I wasn't fulfilling my potential. I knew my career wasn't going where I wanted it to go. I knew I was frustrating others. I was frustrating myself. And because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do at work, I wasn't hitting the heights I wanted to achieve, I became more and more stressed, more and more depressed. I tried to work harder and harder and harder and longer hours. It didn't work. My diet was terrible. I was drinking too much. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't being someone that I wanted to spend time with. I wasn't being someone that I wanted to see in the mirror every morning. And so it affected my mental health badly. And I've seen firsthand the damage it can do to an individual, to the firm, the practice they work for, to the clients they want to work with. It can be damaging when any of us don't fulfill our potential. And so I made it my mission to change all that. I literally scoured the earth, learning and developing my own mastery in terms of selling, marketing, communication, psychology, neuroscience, peak performance, mindset, habit building, all these different things. I learned from the best. I sought out the masters in their field. I sought out the main psychologists, the marketing gurus, the sales leaders, the sports stars. I even spoke to people like Hollywood directors and acting coaches because I wanted to find out how we think, how we operate. Because here's the main thing. For so many accountants, selling does feel awkward. Communication does feel awkward because we're still thinking like accountants. And if we want to change the way that accountants behave, the way they perform, the way we succeed with our clients, it's not about just always changing skills. It's about rewiring our brains. It's about changing the way we think. It's about changing the way we see ourselves. So I got all of this knowledge from some of the highest performers on the planet, and then I applied an accounting lens to it. I thought, how can we take all of this skills, all of this expertise, all of this mastery, and make it specific and tailored just for accountants, just for client managers, just for accounting firms? Because selling in accounting is different. It is unique. We're dealing with different clients, different time scales, different opportunities, different ways of communicating, different ways of thinking. The standard sales processes aren't going to cut it. Selling feels awkward for accountants because it is awkward, because everyone's accountants, they're not salespeople. But I want to destroy these myths. I want to help accountants to change their thinking, to change their mindset, and to make it count. To make it count for them, for their careers, for their clients, for their partners, their directors, their businesses, their families, everyone. None of us were put on this planet to sell cash flow forecasting to clients, to sell a business plan to a client. We're here to make a difference. Accountants are the magicians of the business world. You can see things that other people can't see. You can do things that other people can't do. You have the power to cast the spells that can transform the futures of your clients and their businesses. And this is about joining the dots. This is about taking all that amazing, powerful, spellbinding knowledge in your brains and communicating it to your clients in a way that isn't salesy, that isn't awkward, that isn't slimy, that isn't sleazy, in a way that is truly transformational. I can't wait to be on this journey with you. I can't wait to share all of these stories, all of these tips, tricks, and bits of advice, and I'm doing it all for free right here on YouTube. So please tell your colleagues, please like this video, please subscribe to the channel. We're starting the journey together today. You and me, it's time to make it count.